You may have seen this on Kickstarter, and it's the new OCham Camera Mount, and as well as floating your camera on water with it, you can also use it for a number of other shots. And a quick shout out to Laurent Breo, who's the designer of the OCham, and I've talked to Laurent about all the points raised in this video, and the final production model will be even better than this one. So let's get straight to it and take a look. The OCham is a simple design consisting of an acrylic ball that measures approximately 13 centimeters in diameter, and it's split into two halves and has a support ring that fixes in the middle to add overall strength. And this support ring is also the camera mount and can be used independently of the ball, which we'll look at in a minute. The main selling point for me was the fact that you could float your camera on water with the OCham, because as far as I know there aren't any other mounts out there in this budget range where you can do that. And it means you can get some really cool shots in the water with your 360 camera that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get. The camera sits on this ring mount, and the ring, along with the join in the acrylic ball, is hidden in the camera stitch line. The OCham was originally aimed at the 1R, and the wider body of the 1R makes it much easier to make the mount invisible. This is also the case with the GoPro Max, where it's easy to hide the mount in the stitch line, and the GoPro Max sits nicely on this 1/4 inch thread. For 1X2 owners, the mount will need some slight modification, and hopefully this will come in the final production model. Because of the thinner body of the X2, the camera only has to be slightly out, and you can then see the join of the ball and the edge of the camera mount creeping into shot. And this could be easily fixed by adding something at the top to hold the camera firmly in place so it doesn't come out of alignment. For use in water, the setup is simple. You simply mount the camera on the ring mount and then push the two halves together over the ring until they click. And for easier use of your camera inside the OCham, then I would turn on Bluetooth power up and turn off any auto sleep options. So auto power off and auto screen save, turn both of those off. Reflections were my main concern with using a ball like this, and you do have to turn off your LED lights on your camera to stop them reflecting in the plastic. And the OCham does come with stickers that you can put over the red batteries of the 1R and also over the 1R branding on the camera body. And of course this is less of an issue with the GoPro Max, where you don't have any bright red batteries. In harsh sunlight you will still see some reflections of the lens or the camera body, and this is more of an issue if the ball is spinning down a river or a stream. But if it's floating in smooth water, it's less of an issue and it's easier to reframe around it. It's such a unique shot that you get with this mount that the reflections didn't really bother me most of the time, and I just had fun getting the unique angles and enjoyed throwing it around in the water. To get a tighter seal, you are better off using tape around the join on the ball, and this ensures that no moisture at all gets in and also stops the ball breaking apart if it smashes into something. I actually didn't tape it up when I used it, and I did get some condensation in after a while, but Lawrence said in the final production model the seal will be a lot better. You can literally float this downstream or use it in a pond or a lake, and if the water's really clear then you can film the fishes swimming underneath. Most of the water in the UK is pretty murky, so this is the best I could offer, I'm afraid, with no fish. If you did want to float it off the side of a boat, there's also a tether point as well, so you don't lose the ball and it doesn't just float off. And for the final production model, when you buy your OCham, you'll be able to choose whether you want the tether point included or not. And this is important because you can also get some shots where you roll the OCham as well, and if you've got a tether point it will just not roll properly and it'll get in the way. And as well as floating it and rolling it, you can also throw it as well. If you remove the acrylic ball, you're then left with that inner mounting ring, and this can be used independently to mount the camera in various positions and places. The ring mount has 8 magnets around the outside, so you can mount it onto many magnetic metal surfaces. And the magnets also allow you to use 2 selfie sticks on the mount, which enable you to pass the mount from one person to another. I wouldn't buy this for the magnetic mount alone. The magnetic mount for me personally is just a bonus. What you are buying here is the ability to float your camera on water, and that is pretty cool. Of course, this mount won't appeal to everyone, but I know that some of you watching will already be thinking of some fun ways that you can use this mount, so let me know in the comments. To find out more about the OCham, I've left links in the description below. My name's Rich, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.